Hey guys, AJ here, back with another one. So today we're going to look at a compilation of Reddit threads slash answers where men talk about their reaction when they found out their kid isn't theirs. This comes from a channel called I Am the Genius. Check them out. But before we do that, guys, please remember to like, subscribe, drop a comment. It really helps to keep this channel going. So let's just jump into this, guys, and I'll kind of give my opinion on what these guys did as far as their reactions go. So let's just jump into this, guys.
Men of Reddit, who have found out their child isn't actually theirs. How did you react and how are things now? When I was in the Navy, I had an on-again, off-again relationship with a girl back home. On my last deployment, my girlfriend told me via email that she was knocked up. I accepted it, emailed my parents, told the military, all that jazz. I ended up getting discharged, so I went back home and took care of my pregnant girlfriend. She had the baby, and I thought I was the father for 5 months.
So guys, there we go. This happens to military guys a lot. For all of my brothers who are in the military, all of my subscribers, guys, get DNA tests first. Please, just do it. It doesn't matter what she says or what your family says. You'll end up like this guy.
While she was on vacation with a girlfriend. While she was gone, I got an email from her boyfriend telling me that they had been together for the last 4 months and also for the week in Myrtle Beach I was bankrolling. After that, I got the paternity test, found out it wasn't mine, and told her I was done and wanted no contact.
Good.
Crappy part is, my parents still babysit and treat the kid like their grandkid.
What? So his parents take care of this kid that a woman tried to pin on him. Absolute clown world.
So she's at a lot of family functions and such. Also, the guy wasn't even the father. Forget her. I had a fiance. We were supposed to be getting married. Then she went on a holiday by herself because she just needed to get away. She came back pregnant to an unemployed heroin user. I had a job and an apartment. She told me, "You've never done anything to prove you really loved me. Now's your chance. Accept me and the baby." No thanks. Last I heard of her, she's an unmarried mother of 2, and forget her.
So guys, never ever accept ultimatums from women ever. And the whole this is your way to show me you're a real man test, don't do it. And also girls trips, guys, I don't believe in them. You know, all the women that I've been with, if they want to go on a girls trip, they could do it single because I'm not dealing with it.
This one's a long one, so be ready for that. 2 years of DNA tests that the state continually reported as inconclusive. It led to going someplace out of state. Got it done. Got the test results back. Less than 2% probability of genetic match. Huh. So, I called her up. Asked, "So, you want to tell me what the real story is?" 2 weeks before we had our night under the sheets that resulted in the talk 9 months later, her father had come home drunk out of his mind and forced himself upon her. I still recall the tone of her voice asking me if I had actually taken the test and that it was real. Well, turns out her mother heard that conversation, notified someone, and dad took a DNA test. So her dad is the dad of her kid. And I felt horrible for her. I can't even joke about this. Her dad was arrested. The kid, last I heard, was doing well. It forced her to clean up her act. She'd gone in for heavy drug and alcohol use, and it drove us apart before the child did. And that was 10 or so years ago. We don't talk. Every once in a while I'll think about the kid, but I don't know. This world ain't a nice place. And with all the crap she'd gone through, I wasn't going to make it worse. So I left it alone.
See, this guy's trying to be the nice guy, but he forgot that she was trying to pin the baby on him. So 2 wrongs don't make a right, guys.
From what little I heard from mutual friends over the years, apparently dad came out of prison 3 years later, a Bible guy. This all took place in Texas, by the way. Supposedly he was doing his best to support her and whatnot, but there was some kind of falling out and she moved out and in with one of her girlfriends up in Dallas. I can't even fathom it, to be honest. I still consider the man to be scum-sucking trash for putting his daughter through all that, and I can't exactly fault her at all for her literally wanting me to be the father. She was so hoping that it was the case because it reviled her. The sobbing on the phone when the realization hit was shattering. I remember being on the phone for hours, most of it her crying. I recall my mom after the fact telling me I should have sued her. In my mind, it was done.
See, guys are always the ones in these situations that act as the bigger person. See, it seems like this guy forgot all about the fact that she tried to defraud him, right? Guys, look, maybe I'm just kind of cold-hearted, but no, I wouldn't even sat on the phone. This guy, man, I don't know.
I had 2 years of my life interspersed with phone calls, genetic testing visits, even bounty hunters showing up at my door in place of work serving me with notices from her family to show up or else. She had to raise this kid with her crappy father the whole time being ignorant. All that time? It's awful.
And guys, what are the words we always say? Not your problem.
A lot of you asked why I left her, why she didn't get an abortion, etc.
Because of course they do. They ask, why did you leave a woman that tried to pin a child from her father on you? And guys, here's where it gets real good.
First of all, when she had originally called me and we had the talk 9 months later, I asked her what she wanted to do. Originally, she wanted to abort it. This was back in 2003, 2004, so access to clinics was readily available. I asked if that's what she really wanted. She insisted, and I had sent her a money order to help pay for it. She never got the abortion.
So he sent her money for the abortion, and she didn't get it. She took the money, of course, but she didn't do it. And wait till you hear how much he sent her, guys.
I originally got a story. She went in, took the pill they gave her, and it made her so sick she left. I was 22 to 23 and didn't really know anything about how they do abortions. What we learned in high school involved either the scrape or the vacuum cleaner methods, so I took her word for it. Sometime later, she went to the courts, at her family's insistence, and wanted me to provide child support, and that's when I had the choice to either pay for it or get the testing. Talking it out with my parents, because if I knew what I was doing, I decided on getting the test done.
And that's good that his parents had his back.
If I was going to pay for it, best to make sure I was the one who should have been responsible. At this point in our relationship, it had been about a year since that night we got down and dirty, and broke up about 3 to 4 months after that night. I had moved back home with my parents. The job I had in Houston went out of business. I was out of money and had no other options. We broke up due to her frequent alcohol and drug usage. I never understood the need for anyone to get completely wasted on alcohol. 1 to 2 drinks? Fine. Smoke some dope? It's fine. Cocaine? What the heck? No. So I ended it. And this was all before I'd even learned she was pregnant. The first test, for whatever reason, took dang near 6 months before anyone heard anything.
Imagine 6 months plus of wondering if you got some junkie pregnant. Ugh.
The results came back inconclusive. I never got any more information than that, so either something happened at the lab or I don't know. I wound up getting referred to a place about an hour away from my parents and went there to get it all done. So by the time 2 years since that night of conception rolled around, we finally had the results in. I remember opening the envelope and looking the sheet over. A lot of it I didn't understand. I did see less than 2% chance of genetic match. I called the number at the top of the form.
That's how you can tell that this is a while ago, because it was 2%. Now it's almost 0%, because the testing's much better.
And spoke to a woman, provided the info, and she took me through it. There was absolutely no way I could be the father. Now, I'll admit, I was elated at first. I thanked the woman, hung up, and looked at my cell. I had to call her. And reality set in. I called her. After all the crying and admissions, I asked what really happened the day she claimed she went in for the abortion. On her way to the clinic, she said something inside her clicked, and she wanted to keep it. The roughly $600 I had sent.
$600 he sent her. $600, and she just kept it and had the baby anyways. And that's the thing, guys, about all these women who go, my body, my choice, blah, 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 blah. Guys, in my opinion, the majority of women say that they are pro-choice, but they would never do it themselves. So honestly believe that there's only a small percentage of women that would actually do it, even though most support it. So guys, if you get a woman pregnant, you're basically doomed.
She used it for clothes and stuff for the baby. I asked why she couldn't have just been honest from the start, and the results of the test were why. Some of you asked why I didn't become the child's father. Because I wasn't ready for it at that point in my life.
Can you believe it? People actually ask, why didn't you just step up and be the kid's dad? That's crazy.
23 years old, no job, no prospects, thousands of miles gone, and I never got along with her family. It wouldn't have been good for either of us. In the end, we agreed not to be angry with one another. She was mad at her father, though.
Can you believe it? We agreed not to be angry with one another. So this guy met this girl. She tried to pin the baby on him, and then got mad. The test, she said she was going to get rid of it. Took his money, didn't get rid of it. So that's 2 strikes. Then, the test dragged out or whatever for however long. Oh, and she was alcoholic. Strike 3. And then admits to lying to him the whole time, and then he's trying to say that they agreed to not be mad at each other. What would she have to be mad at him for? Guys, don't be this guy. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because all this will do is get you, as you got to keep your veins cold. This guy should have found out that that kid wasn't his and just not even called her, just walked away. He should have gone to court, taken care of whatever, and not even spoken to this woman ever again.
I don't know if that ever went away, though I highly doubt it did. Also, I wasn't ripping on Texas. I actually really like Texas. The people are friendly. I simply wanted to provide some geolocation to what happened is all. I spent 2 years living in Houston working for a local IT firm. Met a lot of great people.
So he talks about Texas. So guys, we can stop it here. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if anyone's ever tried to pin a baby on you guys, and how you guys reacted. Because this is just foolishness. You know what I'm saying? The first two cases were good because then the guys were like, I'm done. But this guy actually, the girl, yes, what happened to her was bad, but two wrongs don't make a right. And he shouldn't be. We agreed to not be mad at each other. He never did anything wrong to her. And don't get manipulated emotionally, guys. Don't be this guy. All right, you guys. Let me know who you think. This is AJ. I'm out of here.